Greetings, my fellow defenders of the ship reactor. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech Doomsday Vault, episode 50, Sevens 8. To very briefly recap last stream, we finally got the opportunity to obtain Resurrect Mech Serum, and we resurrected the stillborn of Shay and Shield. So now, officially, this colony has had no deaths. We've reversed them. We have also spun up the reactor. So the ship reactor is built outdoors, basically the roofless cave. What is that, like a cenote? What are they called? I don't even know. But, and there's 4.5 days left on that timer. And we also had left off with 7 sad travelers. So I left a note for current me from the past, and it's that we have to vote on the 7 sad travelers. So Seven's sad travelers. Excuse me. It's actually 8 people. Their leader is named 7. That isn't in any way confusing. Man. And with the leader named 7, is he going to show up with a cardboard box? Never mind. So let's kick this off. Do we accept the 8 refugees? Yes or no? 15 people? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was that, the defenders of that quest that I had, where it was like, you were going to be, you will be sent like 14 guards, and it was just one person that I renamed 14, or whatever number it was, because it's like, no, you sent me one dude, and they are particularly bad at combat. Yeah, and then the other things is just the reactor raids and trying to survive. And then, of course, to remind you all, the end goal is to take everyone here to space. I don't really know about the animals. I guess we'll vote on that when it gets there. But take everyone to space, and we need 3 generations. So what 3 generations mean is the original colonists, their children, and their grandchildren. This was a little bit confusing, because when you think of, like, immigration, you think of first generation as the people born on the planet. But I wasn't thinking of it as immigration, because the end goal is to leave the planet. So the way I was figuring it is a generation ship. We want 3 generations represented in the spaceship. So that means Hyas, Nella, Carlotta, Jean-Paul, Mayhem, they need, and Carlotta, one of them needs to have a child of some sort. A biological child, not like a kid that wanders in that we adopt. Because then, but also to make it clear, it doesn't necessarily need to be with one another. So Carlotta could have a kid with Yaroslav or Thomas, and that would count 2, because it's still Cam and Shay and Shield's grandkid. So that's 3 generations. Yep. I guess hypothetically, it could even be like, if Yaroslav had a kid and then the kid had a kid, that'd be 3 generations, but I'm really counting the original colonists. I mean, we are Vault 6 after all. We still do have considerable cleanup to do, sort of all of the corpses that we have made, these reactor raids. And if we look at the events here, the recent raid events, it's been, I mean, we had a double raid, but it's been pretty steady. Pretty predictable, which is strange for Randy, but of course it's reactor raids. Every now and then they cluster, but this cluster is a little bit more dense than normal. And we are going to try to clean them up as best as we can, so that they do not rot. But with all of the artificial lungs that our people have, rot is not too much of a problem. One thing I want to do is, I want to stop all the Hall thing designations, because my worry is that we get pod drops on people. So previously I had set everyone up to be forced underground. So the corpses that are outside are going to, unfortunately for them, going to be ignored because it's not safe. We've been somewhat gaming the system because pod drop raiders cannot drop through Overhead Mountain. We've been gaming the system to completely avoid being outside of Overhead Mountain, so that pod drop raiders can't touch us, or at least can't touch down next to us, the way that Mayhem got killed the first time around. Want to avoid that. And then we're also currently watching over Lenka, Beard, and Fissure. They are prisoners part of this quest for additional serum. So this is sort of a safety net in case the reactor raids go wrong. No offense to Yaroslav, but the last look at his relationships, I don't think anyone would want to date him. He's friends with Nella, but like, well, okay, no, I take that back. He likes Nella, because Nella's pretty. And he likes Carlotta, because Carlotta's pretty. No, actually, some people do like him. He has done a lot for our community. In fact, I had a YouTube comment that was like, what can you do for Yaroslav? Like, how can you make him happier and treat him better? And I was thinking about that. One thing, before I attended these siegers, one thing that I actually realized is now Yaroslav is 19, or Yaroslav is 19, Thomas is 18, Shane is 19. And what that means is they can be given scheduled drugs. I guess they were already... Where is Shane? Oh, yeah, there's Shane. Yeah, the reason being that once you hit 18, I believe, your metabolism and your drug tolerance becomes adult, and because it's adult, you won't succumb to addictions as easily, which is what befell Thomas. Right? He was spent a whole lot of time in more or less rehab. Oh God, is this going to be a third siege? That's going to be in the shadow of... Yeah, I'm guessing they're going to go right there. That'd be really funny. And 5 more minutes to vote in this poll. It's pretty close, so if you haven't voted yet, please do. All you got to do is type 1 or 2, yes or no. And if we don't... I mean, there's almost nothing that the siegers could hit that would matter except for the reactor itself. That would be tragic. But I am going to have to wake up Shay, Shield, and Cam and get them to use the mortars against these siegers. I'm trying to consider... Yeah, maybe this time around, Thomas, you can light the hay wick, the straw wick we've got here, to make it a little bit easier, because I want to try to conserve as much steel as I can to ship build. So I don't necessarily want to be reloading these turrets. And I certainly don't want my people to get shot at. I'm guessing here. Nope. No, I was wrong. Okay. In terms of dangerous weapons, they definitely don't have any Doomsday launchers or anything like that. They have tons of range. That's like maybe 8 or 9 sniper rifles. Hey, Cathanon, I just thought of something. It'd be really cool to have a number in the top right corner when you select a bunch of people of like how many of that weapon are represented. Just a thought. Because I know you're on the QOL kick. Because I especially for like Doomsday launchers and triple launchers, I constantly am like, okay, how many circles do I see? 1, 2, 3. Because, you know, I want to know how many weapons are in play. Obviously, you can go through numbers mod and go to the enemies tab, but like that's not perfect because sorting by weapon isn't always a good way to figure it out. But yeah, that would be pretty handy. And if not, if you're not here, lurk and I'll ping you later, or maybe someone in the chat will. So, Tommy, let's get you to start lighting things on fire. Because these guys are probably going to very quickly want to engage us. We have 4 mortar barrels and 30 shells, so I think we're pretty good on coverage. Oh, and here they come. Yeah, let's not waste another shot. One of the issues that I'm going to be running into is the commute time for Camshield and Shay going from mortars to the kill box. That's obviously going to be a bit of an issue. But with any luck, we won't really have to lift a finger. And I'm going to send Destroy out here to be just like a tank with Kadath. And look at how easy it is to light the straw on fire. And Thomas is very happy with his loaned by Mayhem incendiary weapon. Maybe I'll have Mayhem join just in case the fires get out of hand or something. Thanks for the good suggestion about how to show it. Well, you're welcome. Oh, another thing I need to do right now is to delete this from the underground because Shane is about to jump into the fire like a mad lad. I'll give you your weapon back though. Okay, they are on their way. I don't think that Thomas can do oh, no, Doopy, don't do that either. I don't think Thomas can light too much more before self-harm. That's one of the issues. I guess, hypothetically, what I could do is I could move these doors up so that we can stand here and shoot. And that way you're not in the hot room, lighting the hot room on fire. But it hasn't been a bit... Oh, there it is. There's the... It's barely a burn. But, I guess if another way to manage that would be to make a set of Phoenix armor, because Phoenix armor has incredibly high heat insulation and fire resist. So mixing, not that I have the ability to grow double strand on this map tile, but double strand, hyperweave, and Phoenix armor would be a really good way to sort of render yourself fire immune. Okay, it looks like the refugees are coming. I'm not going to accept them right now, because that would be really a terrible thing to do, because they'd almost certainly get shot by this raid. But as soon as the raid has departed, you can count on it. Another thing I just realized is, now that Mayhem has gone full Psycaster, I need a shield belt for him. Because there's absolutely no reason why... That's a jump pack. There's absolutely no reason why he wouldn't use a shield belt at this point. So, get that made. And in fact, Cathanon, you can be dismissed from the murder of the incursion here to help out making that shield belt. So, Fur is going to make it in. Well, sort of. Awkward name for a waster to have. Oh, and here's another interesting thing, which had happened once before. Fire foam packs aren't going to do that much to the ambient temperature of the room, so they're going to get residual burns just from the heat of the room itself. But, whoa, you made it really far. I wasn't paying any attention. But there is a possibility of, like, an entire raid, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tynan designs a raid party with a whole lot of fire foam poppers. It would be very, very easy to do, and it would pretty effectively negate the flame maze strategy. And these guys made it way further than I thought they would. So I am going to micro-manage the targeting here. I can drop a wall raise to slow them down, but I think... I think I'll just start burdening them and spin up all the turrets to limit the injury that we succumb, or that we receive. I'm legitimately impressed how effectively they're making it through. I suppose that's because I don't have any physical barriers. I don't have, if I go to security, one way to slow them down would be to have rows of to have rows instead of columns. So maybe I do that after this raid is over, because it will keep us way better protected. Okay, they're leaving. Wreck here is very lucky because he collapsed right in front of our combat medic. And then historically, to get them off of smashing this door, all I have to do is open it. So I'll try that. Oh, Kadath is... Oh, no, Kadath doesn't have any crafting ability. Never mind. And crafts cuts into his enemies. Oh, Wreck got back up. That's awkward. I am going to try to down him without murdering him. Which... Here, Doopy, you come punch too. And then, Kadath, you go capture Vivo? Never mind. Order of operations for the future is going to be capture first, then tend, so that I don't run the... Oh, hello. Hey! So this is the, I think, first case where the raid landed at my orbital trade beacon. Because I know I've been explaining the orbital, the pod drop raid functions. They can either land at your beacon, which is the oldest installed beacon that has one free spot next to it. Doesn't need to be powered. That doesn't matter. So it's the first beacon that you have installed, or the beacon that got installed first. So, like, for instance, if the beacon got destroyed, all I have to do is rebuild it and then quickly uninstall and reinstall the beacons that are in the trade stockpile, so that this is the oldest installed beacon again. But yeah, so they can either land at your beacon, which for most new players of RimWorld, that means their stock room, which is really damaging, right? They can land scattered everywhere, or they can land targeting a specific person. So because we're all in a mountain right now, there's no way for them to land at a specific person. So as a result, they can either land scattered, or they can land at the beacon. And this is the first time they actually landed at the beacon. Everything else has been scattered so far. Sorry, everybody, but you know how I said, get some rest? I lied. Tech Noir, you continue to capture Vivo, but we are going to be fighting this. I should probably put that fire out, though, so Kadath, you run out there. The good news is that the entryway is already super on fire, so the chances of this raid here being effective is very... Oh! And you're murdering one another. It's very low. And it's another raid of no Doomsday launchers or anything like that, so that's good. What about the shield belt? True. That's old injuries. Okay. Shield, you get to take this fight off because you're holding a baby. It's a pretty good excuse as far as excuses go of why you missed a fight. Oh wow, it is getting dangerously hot in my own entry box. So I'm going to Cam. So Destroyer and Kadath, step out of there for a second. Leave this door open. And then you are going to come and deconstruct these so that we don't cook ourselves. So right now what I'm doing is I'm keeping as many doors closed as I can, but still one open, a token door open, so that they have a valid path to come to me. And then I'm going to... You know what I really need to do? I just realized? Is I need, I guess it happens so infrequently, it's not a big deal, but I should have some way for me to... Yeah. Actually, let me build this temporarily out of steel. so that I can vent out this area without venting out the entire hallway. Because the outside temperature is 22 Fahrenheit, so that's really uncomfortable. So I just want to empty out this room because it's 465 degrees in there, and we're not trying to make cookies. So yeah, best way to do that would be to build this wall and then break those vent and door. So there a little bit of iterative improvement needed. Like there were things that I could have done to design this system a little bit better. Why do you keep going south? Don't use the steel that's literally right there. Alright, so you'll see this room, which is now 500 degrees, in a second become 22 Fahrenheit. There it is. It is now safe, and we can now station back in the doors without risk of becoming Wendy food. Y'all know what I mean. Another thing that's interesting is this raid decided to chase the fleeing other raiders more than attacking me. So they're taking the scenic route to come to me. You could always have someone vent into the tunnels too by opening the door. Yeah, I mean, I would have to design it like this, just to prototype it, where like there was some sort of tunnel that went, you know, like I would need a corridor that was open like this, and that's doable too. This is just much easier, I think. It doesn't require mining. It doesn't require me getting closer to the edge of the map or anything like that. It required me breaking a vent in a door, which costs almost nothing to replace. I want the easy route. So Yaroslav, while we wait, because I don't think they're going to be able to make it in. I have a feeling like they are not. I'm going to start to cremate the corpses. Does Destroyer not have a weapon? Correct. He is a pacifist. So he's wearing cataphract armor as a tank. As that is his only utility in a battle. It's by design. Because it's just nice to have another person with a shield belt out there as like a warm body to stop raiders from flooding in. And also it stops someone like Kadath having to fight like a 3v1 or a 2v1 or a 5v1. You know, some sort of outnumbered match. Because I just don't have a lot of brawlers. So this room is 1,000 Celsius. It's as hot as it's ever going to get. But all the straw, and this is why you'll hear me commonly say that straw is not a particularly good material for fire mazes, because it burns out really fast. There's essentially no straw left. So all the heat is the barricades. But what's happening is these guys are making it in because there isn't straw burning the path too, like having to walk on hot coals. And that's fine. Because I'll change the barricade layout for next raid, if there's time. Fortunately, they are arriving burned and very easy to kill. Do you steal floors burn? No. Which is weird. And they're turning around. Except for Tony. Hey, it's a different Tony. It's still a doctor. Every Tony is a doctor. I don't get it. I don't think I'm going to risk my own people in trying to rescue these. Well, it's really not that far. And we're supposed to be ethical, aren't we? I guess. If I must. Yeah. So they sort of made it in, but not really. Break the vents? Yeah, I could break the vents. And that way that allows me to render aid. The people in, like, really in here, I'm not likely to be able to really get to without running through fire. So it's more like I'm not willing to harm myself for someone that was trying to shoot me. But for, oh, there we go, masterwork. For the others, I'm willing. Okay, so Mayhem, this is yours? And then as soon as this fire burns out, actually, the refugees I can draft and tell them how to enter, right? So Cam and Yaroslav, you guys need a meal, so go eat. And we were offering the Sevens refugees a place. The other thing is, I don't have 8 beds. But I can whip them up pretty quick. So I'll wait until I can actually accommodate them. I think that's probably the nicer thing to do, is offer them, whoops. Yeah, actually, we still want to harvest the hay grass. Offer them, safe haven once we actually can house them. So I'll get Cam to start making those beds. Tech Noir. Oh man, you really badly burned your right arm. So this is exactly why I didn't want to go running into the entryway, because it's super, super, super not safe. As now evident by the high damage to her arm. It burned over 1/3 of her arm off. Not good. So Thomas, I'm going to have you start constructing the beds on the other end. Ooh, masterwork bed. See, these guys are really getting set up. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to not home zone this so that we're not trying to replace the barricades that get destroyed, because I don't think that the barricade maze is well designed anyway. I should have had it horizontal bars instead of the vertical columns. The vertical columns was just so that it was passable for us. But ever since I have this alternative passage through the base, and technically this one too, the vertical columns was just a way to make the room hot without slowing this down. It made sense at the time, but it doesn't anymore. Are there fire foam grenades? So, as far as fire foam goes, there's a few different ways to put out fire. There's water skip if you're a sidecaster. There is now the fire foam turret, which is a manned turret that sprays fire foam. And then there is, where is the other fire foam tech? Yeah, the other fire foam tech has pop packs, which is like a smoke pack or whatever, but it's fire foam, shells, and a popper. And you can genetically engineer people to spray it out of their whatever body part it comes out of. I don't know. So there's a few different ways to put out fires. With xenogenes, with psycasting, and with some of the new tech options. But there aren't grenades. Sort of. Actually, you can use regular old frag grenades to blow up the thing that is on fire. So, like, if I blew up the steel barricade, it can't be on fire anymore. I've destroyed it. So, like, technically a hand grenade can put out a fire. That's probably a little true in real life, too, right? Like, you scatter the fuel source enough, it's no longer on fire. Very, probably more destructive way to put out a fire than necessary, but technically it would work. Low baby food. That's because Shield needs to cook. Don't we have baby food queued up? No, I don't. Oh, no, I do. Really? 18 baby food is low? God, then I'm a terrible parent. Because I've got, like, 3 jars of, like, sweet potato in my fridge. And I thought that was pretty good. Alright, Cam. You're obviously really good at constructing things. Like masterwork after masterwork after masterwork. One of the benefits is it's going to make this barracks very impressive, because it's full of, like, masterwork beds. Alright. Well, the fuel source is almost spent, and then we'll go in and we'll improve upon it. Alright. Very impressive barracks. That will do. With all of these new refugees, we have the opportunity to name them after all of you. The big question is any of them children? 27, 33, 52, 33, 21, 32, 47, 18. Alright, the reason I asked that is, if they had children, I could guarantee that they wouldn't betray us. But there are no children in this group of refugees, so there is a betrayal risk. And with my track record of being betrayed almost every time, that makes me slightly uncomfortable. But that's okay. Still gonna open my door to strangers. Oh, good. They're cultists. Yep. Yep, that's not gonna go wrong. Call to the Lamb just showed up at my doorstep. And, they're preaching to me. Plus, the dude's name is 7. In fact, for now... There. I fixed his name. What's in the box? They're here for 18 days? Holy moly. Okay. Well, I do have a food surplus. So, hey, what is your ideology, too? They believe in the Zutinar... Oh, my God. This is going to be a problem. So, they believe in animal personhood. They do not believe in eating meat. I'm glad I checked. So... Here we go. And prediction time, yeah, I'll get that up in a second. Vegetarian. Let's clear all, because that's actually going to be easier. So we're going to do simple meals, vegetarian fine, and lavish meals. Not that I'm making any of them. How do you feel about drugs? So, you don't want nutrient-based meals. You don't want to share beds outside marriage. I'll check if any of them are have relationships with one another. They hate insect meat, but they hate all meat. They hate fungus. They don't have feelings about drugs, but they really want slavery? Oh my lord. So you're like PETA activists. You hate humans, you want to enslave them, but you love animals. And good, your roles are crush, talker, and gun speaker, so you talk to your corpses with an ideological symbol of yep, you're worshiping a satanic bull, and your relics are the heirloom of war. This is gonna go over awesome. So, prediction for all of you: will I be betrayed? Yes, no. There you go. 5 minutes to guess on that. Now, the conditions of this prediction is only if they decide to betray me. So keep in mind that if I accidentally kill one, or one accidentally dies, or whatever other conditions it is, it's only fulfilled if they decide to betray me. Not if the quest, the refugee quest fails in some other way, like a panther decided to eat them. That wouldn't be a betrayal. That would just be, I betrayed them, I guess. So this is only if they betray me, not the other way around. And yep, here they come. So they are all assigned to vegetarian meals. And then the other thing that I'm going to need to do is to make sure that I have appropriate meals for them. So in this bill, I'm going to cook simple meals until I have 20, I will say, that are just vegetarian. And then I will also make, if possible, and that's the raffle, I'll do that in just a second. I will make vegetarian fine meals, if possible, up till 10. And I'm not going to touch the bill because it's correct. Because that includes eggs. So they're ovo-lacto vegetarians, because that includes eggs and milk. Oh, fancy terms. That's actually, yeah. And the giveaway. So the person who wins 7, and for this giveaway, because they're temporary members, as long as they're temporary members, I'm not going to have you guys rename them. So whatever name you have in Twitch is the name they receive. But if they do, if one of them does desire to join us, it will be put to poll, and then put to poll whether or not we actually admit them. And then if the answer is yes, you'll be given the opportunity to rename your character. Ooh, Lady Shell. Oh, Cathanon, you won the last one. I'm going to re-roll that, because I don't want 2 Cathanons in the community. Scorpio. Last but not least. Okie dokie. How is Destroyer the Pacifist doing? He's doing really good. I built him like a tank. He's got cataphract armor and a marine helmet, a masterwork shield belt, and he's a very important doctor to our people. You have sick armor. I know. I gave you a skull helmet too, because I thought it was funny that our pacifist would have a skull helmet. Pacifism. Yeah, you know, that kind of pacifism. The pacifist across your face. Pop. I may need another shelf for meals. I'll just have the tea shelf also double as a meal shelf. The other thing, I didn't do work priorities, so let me do that. I'm going to copy one person's work priority and then paste. I really only need help hauling, cleaning. That's fine. As far as their genomes, they're all... Most of them are baseliners. Bonep's a baseliner. Cybereye's baseliner. Madzin is a hussar. Keep an eye on that one because they're more capable in combat. And then... I thought one of them was a dirt mole, but I think I'm wrong about that. I really thought one was a dirt mole, but no, the rest are baseliners, and then Madzin is a hussar, and not actually a wimpy hussar, whatever that is. That doesn't make any sense to me, so never mind. I was going to be scared of the hussar if it tried to betray us, because they're usually very, very souped up and scary. Oh! Shoot! I just realized that if they're here for 18 days, and I don't have go juice for the hussar... he might have some, or he might have some medical problems. So for those that don't know, hussars are go juice dependent. Any hussar over the age of 13 requires go juice to live. After 5 days, they suffer from go juice deficiency, which makes them unhappy. So he's not going to die because it's 18 days, but he's going to suffer. So that's something to potentially be on the lookout for, to buy, in order to be a good host. Because I'm not planning on them betraying us. I would like to, be a good person to look after a refugee. And then looking at these bills, I'm going to let Lady Shell do some wardening and childcare. She has the skills. And then... the hussar I'll allow to do doctoring. Level 9 is okay. I don't really need them crafting, because even Wicked at crafting level 17, it's still not Cathanon level, so I might as well just Cathanon them. Could we pod them? The problem is they're not real colonists, so I cannot. Temporary faction members, guests, quest people, they're not allowed in the pods. You have to deal with them. Are their drug policies set? Not yet, but now they are. And then I don't have go juice, so I'm not going to bother doing a go juice policy. Because... oh no, I have go juice. I take that back. I have 18 of it. Oh no, we're fine. We're totally fine. If I see go juice deficiency, I will, I'll have them just take go juice. A lot of them have tattered apparel. I might reclothe them. Yeah, someone does have art skill. Art 10. I mean, Carlotta's art 20, so... really? I didn't realize she was that. Holy cow. Yeah, bulk tribal replacement. Yeah, it would be... I would replace what they came in with. In terms of my... Yeah, it's fine. So, what is there? 8 of them? Because, yeah, I can totally count. Well, whatever, 9 spots. Shrink the middle. So this here is going to be for tribal wear. And then, given that we are as ethical as possible here, I also have a cloth mask. I'll give them a new face mask for their own protection against the poisons out there. Because I know if they eventually leave, the world's polluted, so I want them, cared for. And then I'll give them toques. So these are the clothing that they will be inheriting. So once I have an article of clothing for everybody, I will hand them over. So at the bottom of this bill here, we still have a shirt bill not yet met. So I'm gonna obviously close myself first. But at the bottom of the bill, I'll set up toques, and we already have some toques. So I'll set up toques, tribal wear, and cloth masks. Did I add your mod that prevents quests from being able to trigger if the... Yeah, so that mod is included. Does that not say in the details? I thought it would. Yep, bottom right. No disabled factions in quests mod. Okay, the kill box, or hallway, is good to be updated. So the update to this is going to look something like... I think it's easiest to light closest to the entryway here, so I'm going to build it backwards. And then the reason why it's not going to be all barricades is if it's all barricades, once you stand on a barricade, you can move through barricades faster. So for instance, if your entryway was like this, where like people had to come down, it would take them a while to climb on this barricade, but then they would move at normal speed through. So that's why you'll see staggered stuff like this, because it actually slows them down a lot more effectively. And I'm only using barricades because they're high HP, so they're not likely to get destroyed easily, and they burn longer. And then underneath the barricades, I can do the straw wick. I'm also going to want to clean... Well, so I have to put it as a home zone, but I want to clean the fire foam up, because the fire foam will stop the fire, and it takes a while for fire foam to decay. Here we go. I am going to also tell all of these new refugees that they have to clean. So, I'm happy to feed them, but they have to earn their keep. Are we neglecting our own meals? We kind of are. So I'm going to do their simple meals, my fine meals, and then vegetarian families. Yeah, I'm going to change the order there. Will the straw be enough? Yeah, the straw will be enough. Plus, I'm going to throw more than just one thing of fire. Oh, and by the way, Mike, cheers. Enslave the slavers? No, they asked to be a refugee here. I'm not going to go, clapping you in irons. That would be a, stooping to their level. I ain't gonna be doing that. Not my style. Alright, Thomas. You are indirectly responsible for almost all the corpses in the kill box, so I'm gonna have you cremate some of them. Oh, for a second I thought it was one of the prisoners that have... Hey, you have a drill arm? And you just got knocked out in one punch. One punch Lanka. I forgot to set these guys as release. And I don't think... Actually, let me get rid of... Oh, you know, the food... If I put everyone on standard, I might be able to delete that lavish one. The reason I normally can't is babies use it. No, Jean-Paul's still using it. That's kind of an annoying bug. Because I can't set a meal for Jean-Paul, I don't think. Because lavish in this case means just like milk, jelly, and baby food. I don't know. It's a weirdness of RimWorld where babies get the highest, most default food, but you can't reorder them. So I can't change lavish to be lower or whatever. Oh well, whatever. I'll fix it once Jean-Paul's 3. So Jean-Paul, for reference, is 1. And then Nella's 12. And actually about to have a birthday? Yeah, in a few days. Zalek is 8. Not close to a birthday. And those are the only children. Nella, Jean-Paul, and Zalek. Because even the other youngest that we have has aged up. A drill arm and a dirt mole. Well, The Dwarf Fortress player in me is jealous. That sounds wonderful. Yeah, we harvested all that. We just need to haul it. Thank you for watching RimWorld Biotech Doomsday Vault, which are virtually streamed live on Twitch December 13th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow vaulters.